This is Tom Norfleet with www.citizenshipquickly.com in the beautiful country of St. Kitts. This is an area called St. Peter's, and that mountain's called Monkey Hill, and probably got that name because there's a lot of monkeys over here. The reason I'm showing you this, a lot of times we show the real fancy five-star resort places that are very expensive. Believe it or not, some of your middle class and lower income areas actually make really good rental units, and they're easier to sell these units, believe it or not, than the higher end units when you resell them, and your percentage rate of return wise is better. I'm gonna kind of drive down here where you can kind of see these. I'm on my bike, so it's a little bit shaky, but I'm gonna do where I can here. One thing that's nice about St. Kitts is the rental income in St. Kitts. There's no income tax in St. Kitts on rental income. One of the few places in the world where you can get property and pay no income tax on your rental income as far as St. Kitts goes. Now you're going to have to look at the country that you're from, because if you're from a high tax country that taxes worldwide income based on residency, you have to get out of that by either doing whatever you have to do to get out of those ties, or if you're a U.S. citizen, you have to relinquish your U.S. citizenship if you want to get around all taxes. But the great thing about it is, by not having any, it's not just no taxes on rental income, but you don't have almost any taxes on property taxes down here. You do have it, it's real small. Like on a $100,000 property, you'd pay about $140 US a year. Now these houses in here probably run low. If you can get something under 100,000 US in here, and you could find something there, but there's very few of these that actually come open, believe it or not. People in St. Kitts pass houses down to the kids, the grandkids, and what happens is people just stay here for generations, and these houses just don't come on the market that often. You actually have a lot more coming open on the market in the resort areas than you do here. But when they do come open, they sell pretty quick because there's not that many that come open on the market. But I'll kind of just drive down here and let you see. But you're looking at property taxes 0.20% of whatever you buy, and there's a $29,000 US exclusion on that. So a $100,000 property, you'd only pay $140 US a year, which is almost nothing. That's like 15 times less than the property taxes in New Jersey. And no income taxes on rental income, and no capital gains tax. And if you set up a business down here, there's no income tax on that either. Now, we've got really plush five-star resort places down here, but I wanted to show all different levels because, believe it or not, rate of return wise, these are a better rate of return because they're easier to sell, and your rate of return on rent is better on these. And you can see the beautiful hills here, mountains. And here's an ornery dog here. He wants to get me out of here. But it's really nice weather here. I swim 365 days a year here, and I do it in the ocean where you don't have chemicals and stuff. You don't have to worry about turning. They got beautiful beaches here you can go swimming. I mean, literally in January and February, 365 days a year, you can swim outside. It's really nice. I used to live in Dubai, and you couldn't even do that in Dubai. In the wintertime in Dubai, it got too cold to swim outside, but you can do it here 365 days a year. I would say the houses in here, if you can get one for under 100,000 US, that's really good. They probably run up to maybe 300,000. I would try to stick with the lower end ones. They're easier to resell. But you can find them in here for under 100,000 if they come on the market. But it's pretty difficult to find them. They hang around in families for years and years and years. But isn't it nice to have almost no property tax, no income tax? How many countries in the world do that? And they're just able to budget the money here pretty good. When you got a smaller country, it's a lot easier to budget your money than you have a big country like the US or Canada or Australia, And everything income is raised, where taxes is raised from import duties, and they do have a VAT here. So, and they've got a stamp duty when you sell your property of 10%. But you're really better off getting citizenship here. Now, none of these properties would qualify for economic citizenship, but if you get citizenship, you avoid the land alien holding license tax, which is basically you would have to pay on any real estate that you get outside of Frigate Bay, the Southeast Peninsula, and any property that's not an economic citizenship development. Everything else holds a 10% land alien holding tax when you buy it. The way you get around it, best way is to become a citizen. If you're from a country that's from the Eastern Caribbean Union type countries like St. Lucia, you can look them up. There's about 6 of them, I think. You escape the land alien holding license if you're from those countries too, if you come here. And you can also work here if you are a national from those other countries too. They have kind of a union of countries like the EU does. Once you're a citizen of one, you can go to all the other ones. Like if you're a citizen here, you can go work in St. Lucia if you want. You don't have to live here. You can go and just get a passport here and live in St. Lucia, Grenada, Dominica. There's a lot of nice, and this is all over the Caribbean. I mean, it's really nice. It's I've been all over the world, and it's very hard to beat the Caribbean for sailing, biking. Just you can do this all year round. You can see that Mount Nevis right in the middle. That picture off in the distance. That's Nevis. That's the tallest mountain in Nevis, called Mount Nevis. Anyway, if you got a question or comment, if you'll put it below, and I'll see what I can do to help you. And also, if you go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and go to the top part where it says apply with us, and then answer the questions, send that to us. Just hit the button that says send at the bottom, and we'll get back to you right away. And we don't just deal with St. Kitts, but the thing about St. Kitts is it checks all the boxes. It allows dual citizenship. It's English-speaking country. You can get the passport in 3 or 4 months. That's the nice thing about it, and no income tax. But we deal with 74 countries, not just here, but actually all over the world. They're either citizenship by investment or residency by investment countries. So if you're interested in something else, we can talk to you on that too. If you got a question, just put it below and we'll get back with you. And I look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.